Have you ever just stopped and wondered what's holding up this incredible, vibrant world of plants we see all around us? Well, it turns out the foundation for all that beauty is this hidden, living world we walk on literally every single day. So let's dig in. Okay, so check this out. Right now, botanists figure there are more than 370,000 unique species of seed-bearing plants on Earth. And that number, it's still going up. We're talking about 2,000 new species being discovered every single year. That's just a staggering amount of diversity. But here's another number that's just as staggering, and for a totally different reason. The current estimates suggest that 1 out of every 5 plant species in the world is threatened with extinction. That's why understanding where they come from, their very foundation, is more critical than it has ever been. To really get what's at stake here, let's just take a moment to appreciate the sheer variety of plant life that fills our planet. This is like a little snapshot of our global biodiversity. I mean, this diversity is just immense. On one hand, you have these incredibly complex, modern flowering plants, right? But on the other, you've got these ancient species like cycads, that's what you're seeing in that illustration. These things are basically living fossils. They actually survived the mass extinctions back in the Triassic and Jurassic periods. Just incredible. So here's the big question. What's the common denominator? What makes it possible for both a delicate, modern flower and a 1,000-year-old cycad to even exist on the same planet? And the answer, of course, is right there beneath our feet. We're talking about the ground itself. And as you're about to see, it is so much more than just dirt. It's the soil. But, we really need to stop thinking of it as just dirt. Because healthy soil isn't some inert substance. It's this dynamic, totally essential medium. It's basically the engine for almost all life on land. So what exactly makes soil healthy? Well, to figure that out, let's start with the basic anatomy of soil and take a look at its physical building blocks. There's actually this wonderful word for it, tilth. It's a term that growers and gardeners use to describe how good the soil is, physically speaking. It pretty much covers everything: its structure, how well water drains, and even how easy it is to work with. And this right here gives us the perfect word for that ideal texture, friable. All that means is that the soil is loose and crumbly. Imagine grabbing a handful. It would kind of hold its shape, but it would still feel light and porous. It's got plenty of tiny spaces for both air and water to move through. That's the good stuff. And that texture, it all comes down to the size of its mineral particles. As you can see, sand particles are the biggest, which is why water just rushes right through sandy soil. Clay particles, on the other hand, are the tiniest, so they can hold a ton of water, sometimes a little too much. And silts, it's right there in the middle. The very best soils have a really healthy mix of all three. And this shows you exactly what that looks like. You can see the very clear differences in color and structure. See, those darker soils, like the one in the middle, that often means it's got a higher content of organic matter, which is exactly what you want to see. Now, beyond texture, there's also chemistry. Soil pH is just a scale that measures how acidic or alkaline it is, and it really, really matters because that pH level basically decides which nutrients are available for plants to absorb. Most plants are happiest right in that sweet spot, that 6.0 to 7.5 range, where they can get all the food they need. But listen, the physical and chemical parts, that's only half the story. Now we get to the most fascinating part, the secret life of soil, this thriving underground ecosystem. Because the single most important part of healthy soil is that it's alive. And that is not an exaggeration. A single handful of healthy soil contains billions, with a B, of organisms. In fact, it's this living part of the soil that truly fuels all that plant growth. Some of these little critters are easy to spot, right? Like earthworms, sawbugs, maybe some millipedes. Others, like the webby mycelial strands of beneficial fungi, they're a bit more hidden. But all of them are signs of a thriving, super fertile ecosystem. So, as these billions of creatures eat and digest all the organic stuff in the soil, they create something incredible called humus. This light, fluffy material is an absolute powerhouse. It keeps the soil loose and airy, it holds onto moisture like a sponge during dry spells, and it's just packed with essential nutrients for plants. And all of this incredible life creates something you're probably really familiar with. I want you to just think for a second about the smell of a forest floor right after it rains, or a freshly tilled garden. That rich, earthy aroma? Well, that smell isn't just dirt. It's literally the scent of life. It's a byproduct from a specific type of good bacteria called actinomycetes. So when you smell that, you are smelling a healthy, living ecosystem hard at work. And this brings us completely full circle. The incredible richness and life that's happening inside the soil, like you see on the right, directly translates into the strong, healthy, and diverse plant life that we see above ground, on the left. The two are completely 100% inseparable. So the next time you're walking through a park or maybe just puttering around in your own garden, I want you to remember that the story of everything you see, every leaf, every flower, it all begins in this complex, hidden world, a world that is just as diverse and just as alive as the one we see up here.